the media has depicted your story like this. Here comes Ben Rubin with this fantastic app, 15 days, becomes the talk of the nation, and then like yesterday,
2 days ago.
2 days ago, Twitter comes by with a hammer and smashes your brains in and says, we're locking you out of our APIs, you're dead. So,
this is not what exactly happened.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't want to be rude. It's
no, I'm saying that's what the media wants us to tell.
So what Twitter did, they blocked our access to their social graph. It doesn't mean that you cannot do the main mission that we try to do, that you want to push one button, stream live video to your followers, and make live video travel in the speed of a tweet. The idea behind jumpstarting the community on Twitter was something that we wanted to do, but we never hoped to build a graph on top of Twitter. Like, we knew that we were going to be growing this up.
And when you say graph and social graph,
so graph means how does a user choose what content he wants to see and be subscribed to.
Okay.
And there is an interplay that we did with Twitter right in the beginning to make sure, because we saw the community on Twitter and we said, all right, we need to unlock the habit. Who are the people who will be inclined more to stream live video to their followers? And the community that sits on Twitter made more sense to jumpstart the community. So we definitely knew that Twitter will be upset in some point. We didn't know that they were buying another company in the space, and that will be much earlier than we thought. But it's very important for us to, for people to know that the main experience is still there. People are still getting pushed with live video. It's just a little bit more hard for us to build a community around people, new users, but we already started to work on that, and we already put some magic solutions around that. They're not perfect at all, but in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be completely out of this thing. So it's not a hammer. It's more like slowing us down a little bit. But you know, we're lucky that Twitter was very nice to us. Like they worked with us very closely about making sure that, you know, how in every tweet is a Twitter thread and all their comments are replies. This was something that was foreign to their anti-spam mechanism. So they helped us in removing that. They were very respectful. And I understand them completely. They worked very hard. I read the book. They worked very hard to build a graph. And if they have something coming in the space, it says two things. One, that they are a very smart company, that they are buying companies in the live streaming space, and they see the future. Two, that it's their house eventually. And we need to respect that. And we need to be the best guest there is. And the community already proven that we can grow this graph very quickly to outside. But the main experience is still there. You can still tweet live video, still have all your followers watching, and stream can still travel in the speed of a tweet.
So I've read all the articles and I've just heard your explanation. I still don't quite understand what the change in Twitter's policy has done for you. So
there's no change in Twitter policy. The policy of Twitter is that you can have the graph, but you cannot resell it, and you cannot use it in a competitive way. What we didn't know, that we were competing against them, because we didn't know that they bought a company in the space. So they call it internal policy, which is kind of funny, but because what is internal policy? Policies should be external when you're working with developers. But having said that, you know, it just proved how significant Meerkat become, and it's definitely within their right.
Right. So, but the practical effect has to do with who you're connected up with when you sign on, or something.
Inside of Twitter, yes, inside of Meerkat. So new user would be able to watch streams through their Twitter, and once they watch it, they will be able to subscribe to that person, and instead of us doing it automatically. And very soon we will introduce a way to find other users and recommend you other users. So it just a little slow down.
Right, a speed bump, we might
Speed
say.
bump,
Yes.
yeah.
And so you've referenced Twitter buying a rival in this space, right? So there's another live streaming.
So we don't look at it as a rival because the medium is very, very small right now. The whole thinking behind live video as a way for live stream and the fact that it can be done now, I think that we're in the beginning of a decade that is going to be very exciting about what we call participatory media. So there's a lot of verticals going in virtual reality and a lot of verticals going with the live video. And this is not, put Meerkat aside. Let's say Meerkat does not exist. There's not going to be a binary win here. There's not going to be a one player. It's going to be a lot of interesting verticals and a lot of smart teams working on creating an amazing shared experience over live video, over participatory media. And we're going to see a lot of exciting stuff going around that. So we don't look at it as a rival. In fact, we're very, very happy to see a very big company doing steps in that direction. Yeah.
But you would be happier if it had been you, right?
No, I'm very happy that they have their own agenda because
they paid $100 million for this other live streaming company, right?
Yeah, of course, but it's a decision made within Twitter with Twitter's agenda. We are lucky to have our own agenda, right? And how we, for working more than like 2.5 years in this space, we have our own agenda, our own beliefs on what we want to do. So we are very lucky to be independent and outside and pioneering this agenda. Because there's a lot of stuff that we think differently than Twitter, but I'm very glad that we shared the same in agreement that this is going to be exciting.
Is there anything to stop you from either using Facebook as another meeting platform or starting your own network like Instagram or something?
So we're definitely going to start our own network. We're already starting to decouple the graph. Yes. Wow. And there are a lot of interesting stuff going on with Facebook to explore. Posting to Facebook on the wall, on the feed is something that is not relevant to live video because only 12% of what you post to Facebook, only 12% of your friends on Facebook will see the post in the next 24 hours. So it's kind of, yes. So it's kind of irrelevant for live medium.
Right.
But there are other stuff that Facebook can allow you in terms of distribution that is going to be very interesting.
So going back to the idea of being able to rewind and see something that's already gone by, you indicated that part of this is an educational process, making people trust, and feel secure and get used to the idea. But once we're over that, is there any reason philosophically you wouldn't want to have archived video streams?
Once we're over that, no, there's no philosophical argument against that.
So it might happen someday?
Once my aunt is streaming, that will be a good indication of start thinking about those stuff.